You know why you're here. I know why you're here. This is the extended range battery pack for the Boosted V2. Boosted sent me this board to test it, and I'm gonna do just that. Let's get the hell out of here. Now I'm ready. And yes, this thing is fully charged. I just want to show you on the app I connected to it. Battery's at 100%, has an estimated range of 8.8 miles. Now, just to be super clear, the regular battery, I usually get about 4 to 5 miles. So seeing 8.8, so 8 to 9, makes a ton of sense. And for this test, I'm gonna be using 2 different apps. This one is called Road Bike, and this one is called Speed Tracker. So I'm gonna go ahead and start them both. I'm gonna call this one Cycling, sure. Enable live tracking. Don't post to Facebook. Okay. Things. Number one, it feels so good to ride a super duper fresh boosted board. I think this thing had like 6 or 7 miles on it. Everything is so fresh. The wheels are super sticky. It sounds fantastic and it rides great. To be clear, I don't really have a destination. I am riding aimlessly, trying to drain this thing. Let's see how we're doing on this trip so far. So 4 minutes. I don't know how this app really works. Let's try the other app. So I've gone 0.8 kilometers. Can I change that to miles an hour? Miles per hour. Great. Is this light about to change? Yes, it is. Also, it's about like 50 degrees out here, and this 1DX Mark II is really heavy, and it's on the Gorilla Pod, and it doesn't really hold that well. Also, my hands are freezing. Making a quick pit stop at Union Square to check battery and stuff. 1 sec. All right, let's see. So I've gone 1.3 miles so far, and I've still got 4 dots. Looking good. I'm now heading west across town. So I was just at Union Square, crossing over 5th Avenue, going to 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and whatever it is, until the Hudson River, and then I'm gonna ride along the Hudson River and continue draining the battery. I just want to remind you that I'm a very aggressive rider. I ride on the fastest mode, and I always go as fast as possible. So I'm really pushing this thing to the limit. Another quick pit stop. I'm in front of the Apple Store on 14th Street. I'm on 14th Street and 9th Avenue. I've got 3 in a blink so far. I've gone 2.2 miles. Let's keep going. So I checked this other app that I was using, and this thing says I went 2.87 miles, and this other app says I went 2.2 miles. I'll have to look at it on a map when I get home, but I'm just gonna keep riding. This is the West Side Highway. This is where that terrorist attack happened. They've since put up a ton of barricades, so I feel safe riding on this. I'm gonna take this path all the way down to basically the World Trade Center area and then whip back around to the studio. I just don't want the board to die when I'm away from the studio, but I think we're doing pretty well. Wow. Wow. I have the chills right now. I did not know that that was here. Boosted board is at 2 and a blink, and app 1 says 4 miles in. The other app says 3.3 miles in. I think I'm gonna trust the road bike app just because it seems more accurate. But again, I'm gonna check on Google Maps when I get back to the studio. Let's keep riding. Tower's right behind me. I've got 2 dots left. Trustworthy app says 5 miles, and not so trustworthy app says 4.3 miles. Let's go back to the studio. Down to 1 dot. I'm pretty close to the studio. I'm gonna try and drain it as far as I can to dead. Battery's at a blink. It's blinking, and I'm like a block from the studio, so I'm gonna circle around and go inside. Yeah, this thing, you hear that? This thing's about dead. Okay. The board is just about dead. Let's see what the final verdicts are. Okay, app number 1 says 7.23 miles, a 40-minute journey. App number 2 says 5.8 miles, a 40-minute journey. Let's call it 7 miles with this extended range battery. So honestly, not as good as I thought it would be. I was hoping to get at least a solid 8 miles. I'm gonna go onto the computer right after I finish talking to you and actually try and map out exactly how long that was, but I was hoping the battery would last longer. But keep in mind, it's cold outside and there's a ton of wind, so that definitely contributed to the battery not going as far as I thought it would. But like I said, my standard range boosted board, I usually get 4 to 5 miles, and with this extended range, I got about 7. All right, so I'm using this website called On The Go Map, and I typed in 368 Broadway, New York as my starting point right here. So I did my best to map it out, and give or take like half a mile-ish, because I did a little bit of circling around the block at the studio. This thing says 5.7 miles. Let's call it like 6.5-ish miles. But for the sake of testing, this thing did not hold up to what I thought it would. Now granted, yes, it is cold outside, and this is a pre-production board, so they can tweak the software in the future. But in my test, I thought I was gonna get longer range. I know the boosted board really well. I've got thousands of miles under my belt on the board, and I thought it would last longer. So as far as the extended range battery, doubling your range, I would say it gives you closer to 1.5x. But again, it's cold outside, and this is a pre-production board, so I don't want to completely destroy your hopes when you get your extended range board. Let me know when you get yours. I'm going to be doing more testing on this board, but for now, it gets like a middle thumb from me. So yeah, I know it sucks. The thing's 1.5 years, almost 2 years late, and it doesn't live up to what I thought it would. Definitely doesn't get me double the range. So what I want to do next is continue testing it, like I said, pre-production, and I want to grab a friend and have them ride my V2 regular range, and I'll be on the V2 extended and see how far we each go. I would imagine I'll definitely get more range, but double is questionable. Now, while I have you in this video, you probably wanted to see the thickness of the extended range battery. I'm gonna do my best to show you on camera here. So it really doesn't add that much thickness. It is definitely bigger, and you can see that in the shot right there, but In terms of like added girth, if you didn't know, you probably couldn't tell. All right, that's kind of it from me. Extended range battery didn't live up to the hype that I thought it would. But again, I've repeated myself 100 times. It was cold outside, windy outside, pre-production. I'm definitely getting more range than I do on the standard range battery, but again, not quite double. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you're new around here, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and I'm gonna be doing more testing. Look out for that stuff here on YouTube as well as on my other social channels. Thank you for watching.